Yo, KSI, he's on one. His anger levels are through the roof, like he just found out his mom bought the wrong flavor of Lunchables. But crying over a few trolls on the internet? He sounds like someone who just lost a FIFA match in the 90th minute. Full meltdown mode. Is this really how he wants to respond to some keyboard warriors? The situation has escalated to where even his biggest fans are scratching their heads. So let's unpack this whole deal and see what's really going on in the world of KSI, starting with his recent behavior. What's going on with him, man?
Obviously, people didn't realize I was shining a mirror in his face. Instead, they were like,
wait, you did the same as Dad. You made toys with superheroes.
KSI's antics have taken a nosedive into chaos, especially after his public meltdown over a tweet from DanTDM. Can you believe it? One little comment calling his new product a glorified Lunchable crap and accusing KSI, Mr. Beast, and Logan Paul of selling stuff just for the sake of making money. And KSI is acting like he just lost a championship fight. Instead of taking the criticism like a champ, he's been throwing a tantrum worthy of a reality TV star. Seriously, it's as if he's been living in a parallel universe where every troll on Twitter has the power to send him into a spiraling depression. He's spent weeks trying to get Dan's attention, tweeting like a desperate ex trying to win back their first love. The level of desperation is cringeworthy. I mean, KSI even went so far as to fake an apology to promote his new music track, The Thick of It. It's a disaster of a song that sounds more like a nursery rhyme than a rap banger. Not only did he attempt to coerce his friends into hating Dan, but he also embarrassingly failed to get support from them on a podcast. Imagine trying to rally the troops, only to end up as the butt of the joke. While KSI wallows in self-pity, Dan has been living his best life, completely unfazed by KSI's antics. He's been out there thriving, while KSI's stuck in a whirlwind of emotional breakdowns over an innocent tweet. The whole thing feels like a train wreck, and you just can't look away. But here's where it gets even juicier: the birth of the infamous DanTDM beef. This is where things really start to heat up, with KSI throwing shade and Dan calmly brushing it off. As tensions rise, KSI's obsession with trying to one-up Dan becomes increasingly apparent. And then, just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, KSI snaps on Aiden Ross during a livestream. Aiden simply joked about KSI's music and the cringe-worthy marketing of his Lunchables, and KSI goes off like he just discovered someone ate the last slice of pizza. He starts yelling and acting like Aiden's comments were the ultimate betrayal. It's like KSI's out here, acting as if Aiden's lighthearted banter is the final boss in a video game, and he's hitting the reset button every time he feels dissed. You've got to wonder if he's just trying to keep the drama alive or if he really thinks he's on some epic quest for validation. The whole saga feels like a relentless cycle of throwing shade and trying to one-up each other, all while we sit back with our popcorn. So let's dive deeper into how this all kicked off and explore the ridiculousness of their ongoing feud over, of all things, Lunchables. KSI thought he was serving up a musical masterpiece with The Thick of It, but boy, did he miss the mark. Instead of delivering the anthem we were all waiting for, he dropped a track that feels more like a playground sing-along than a rap banger. Fans flooded social media, and let me tell you, the reactions were savage. People were tearing apart his lyrics like they were last week's leftovers. The internet's gone wild, with comments ranging from "What happened to KSI?" to "Did he really just release this?" It's like he unleashed a meme factory with every line. The poor guy's song became a punchline, with folks comparing it to something you'd hear on a kid's show. Ouch! And while he's out here trying to spin it as some genius work of art, most of his fans are shaking their heads, wondering if he's lost touch with reality. Yo, let's break it down. This is all happening while KSI is deep in his beef with DanTDM. Talk about timing. Instead of being the epic comeback we were all waiting for, it's just piling on the drama, turning his flop of a track into a prime meme moment. KSI's out here deflecting all the heat, saying nobody gets him. But seriously, is this just a smokescreen for the fact that his music isn't really landing? And with the internet going wild, you've got to ask, are people overreacting? Troll's gonna troll. But there's a thin line between some good-natured roasting and just being straight-up cruel. Now, let's dig into this wild ride of clout chasing and master plans. On one hand, it could totally be a genius marketing strategy. Like, KSI might just be playing 4D chess while the rest of us are still figuring out how to move our pawns. Think about it. He drops a song that's more Mickey Mouse Clubhouse than Drake's next hit, and suddenly everyone's talking about it. Memes are popping off like popcorn in a microwave, and his name is trending on Twitter. Whether it's love or hate doesn't matter. In the world of clout, any publicity is good publicity, right? He could be sitting back laughing maniacally like a supervillain thinking, this is all part of the plan. But then again, maybe KSI really thought he was serving up bangers and ended up with a sad little souffle that flopped in the oven. It happens to the best of us. Who hasn't posted a pic on Instagram, convinced it's a masterpiece, only for it to bomb harder than your buddy's karaoke rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody? It's like he poured his heart and soul into this track only to realize that the only people really vibing to it are those who enjoy ironic TikTok dances. Now, instead of being the musical hero he imagined, he's stuck being the punchline of a viral joke. And while KSI is clearly upset about the reaction to his music, can we really blame the internet? The man is walking into a minefield armed with nothing but a glittery microphone. People are always going to roast. And in a world where memes are currency, it's a free-for-all. You know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the music studio, or at least hire a ghostwriter who knows how to dodge bullets. But let's not forget about the whole DanTDM situation. The ongoing beef is just adding fuel to this already fiery dumpster of drama. With KSI taking shots at DanTDM, you have to wonder if he's trying to distract everyone from his not-so-stellar musical endeavor. It's like he's saying, hey, look at me. Forget my song, look over here at this beef instead. The classic magician's trick, distract the audience while the real action happens behind the curtain. Alright, so there's no real back and forth, but even with just one tweet from DanTDM, it's still enough to set the internet ablaze. It's like the universe decided to throw KSI into a storm, and that single tweet has whipped up a hurricane of memes and hot takes. Seriously, with everything going on, you can't help but wonder, does KSI even know if he's in control, or just being swept away? Every meme, roast, and TikTok challenge is piling up. And KSI is teetering between being a marketing genius or a guy desperately trying to convince everyone he's more than just a walking meme. Maybe he's just a guy paddling like mad in this chaotic sea of fame, desperately dodging the trolls throwing shade from the shore. And man, speaking of trolls, let's talk about the passionate reactions from the fans. It's a roller coaster of emotions. On one side, you've got loyal fans yelling, "Come on, give him a break, he's out here trying." While on the other side, there's a crew of pitchfork-wielding internet warriors, fully ready to roast him to a crisp. It's like we're all watching a drama unfold in real time, as the memes and comments spread faster than you can even process. And there's KSI, stuck in the middle of this swirling social media storm, probably half laughing, half crying. Is he sitting there, casually scrolling through Twitter, munching on popcorn, laughing at the chaos? Or is he cringing so hard that he's Googling how to start a peaceful knitting career? At the end of the day, the real question still stands. Can KSI turn this madness around? Or is this all part of a bigger plan where his brand comes out even stronger?